If you're overwhelmed trying to juggle PMP prep with a hectic job, I've been there. I was balancing late nights, deadlines, and honestly self doubt. Despite that, I passed the PMP exam with above target scores across all three domains, and I did this while working full time, where I often had to work overtime. So people keep asking, how did you study? How long did you take to study? What actually worked? At first, I tried everything from reading pinball chapters to reviewing class notes, but I realized I wasn't being strategic. I wasn't exam ready. After quite a bit of trial and error, time pressure, I eventually developed a system that worked for me. And more importantly, it gave me a clear game plan for the exam, something you can adapt to build your very own PMP strategy too. This video is exactly that system. Everything I wish I knew before starting. No fluff, just hard work. First, your foundation, and this is important. Subscribe to PMI Study Hall Essentials, not Plus. Essentials is cheaper, and honestly, the question bank is what matters most. But the bigger lesson isn't the plan, it's consistency. Make time daily for practice questions. I didn't do that consistently at first. Work kept getting in the way. My subscription expired, and I ended up subscribing multiple times. Essentials Plus, not ideal. Even 20 to 30 questions daily keeps momentum going. Consistency saves both time and money. Second, remove distractions completely. Put your phone in another room. Yes, literally, because every quick check breaks your focus. Sometimes I lost an hour without even noticing. Deep focus is how you absorb the PMP mindset. For me, phone in the kitchen became non-negotiable. Third, understand the PMP mindset. For me, I watched Andrew Ramdaya's 50 PMP mindset questions video on YouTube. It's free and it helped me structure my thoughts better, especially for those tricky scenario questions. The exam isn't about memorizing pinpot. It's about thinking like a project manager, the PMI way. Watch it at least twice. Take notes. Revisit it during commutes or downtime. This trains your instincts. Fourth, train your stamina. The real exam is 230 minutes. So I simulated that 60 questions, 10-minute break, another 60, break again, repeat. This builds mental endurance. And honestly, I wish I started this earlier because the actual exam questions are trickier than practice ones, at least for me. Speed and stamina make a big difference. Fifth, develop your highlighting strategy. I tested two approaches. Minimum highlighting, faster but requires intense focus. More highlighting, slower but helpful for complex scenarios. I ended up using both. Minimum highlighting for most questions, more highlighting for trickier ones. Practice both, time yourself. Over time, you'll read quicker, highlight less, and answer quicker. Or even better, no highlighting required. 6. Practice at your exam time. Energy rhythms matter more than we think. I practice questions during different slots: morning, afternoon, late afternoon. Eventually, I realized I focus best between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. So I booked my exam at 11 a.m. Also, many candidates don't sleep well the night before their exam. I didn't either, but because it wasn't an early exam, it helped. Train your brain for your exam window. It really makes a difference. Seventh, test your food strategy. Everyone's different. For me, it was soft boiled eggs, wholemeal bread, basically a balanced breakfast. Online advice suggested having nuts as snacks during the 10 minutes break. Turns out I'm allergic. So test your meals during mock exams. Don't experiment on exam day. Your brain performance depends on it. If analyze wrong answers deeply. Don't just check the correct answer and move on. Look for patterns. For example, jumping straight into action without first assessing, misreading scenarios. Sometimes I use AI for help. I pasted my wrong answers into ChatGPT or Claude and asked, "What pattern do you see?" It pointed out I often skip assessment and rush into taking actions. That insight improved my accuracy quickly. Use tools strategically. That's the system. Simple, practical, proven. No expensive courses needed. Just good practice resources, deep focus, realistic exam simulation, smart energy management, pattern awareness, and yes, you can absolutely do this while working full time. If I can score above target across all three domains, you can too. If you have questions, drop them below. And if you enjoy learning about productivity, personal systems, travel, career growth, and building a more flexible life, consider subscribing. I'll be sharing what I learned along the way. Good luck, you've got this.